Today I'm going to show you how I made a Nike bot that can buy products way faster than any human could. I'm going to press play right now to show you how it works. It's going to open the browser for us, go to the web page. It's going to choose the size, add to the bag, and it's just performing a checkout for us. See, it's typing a car number for us. And boom, we're done. It's not going to work because I put in a fake car number, but you get the gist, right? We're going to be doing this in Python. Just like every other program we write, we're going to be starting off with the imports. You're going to see one of the imports I did is undetected Chrome driver. We have to use that. We can't just use a regular Chrome driver on the Nike website because they have all types of blockers for bots. So to make this bot, you have to basically make a bot that's acting like a human in a way. So I'm typing, we're going to use the undetected Chrome driver. All right, and this step is optional here, but I did this just so it can set a real user agent. Okay. And this is basically all we would need for our undetected Chrome driver. So let's call the driver now. This is where you will put your link for whatever you want to purchase. So I put the Aqua 8s. All right, we're going to need to try and accept. So I'm going to do try. We have an accept. So right here, we are making sure that the web page is loaded all the way before our bot starts clicking buttons, because we don't want it to just start clicking buttons and then it's not going to work properly, right? And for our bot, we're going to make it scroll down to where it shows the actual sizes, because yeah, we just want it to act like a human, right? Bro, I notice I say right a million times in my videos. Yeah, but maybe it's just my thing. All right, let's run this really quick. Make sure it's running properly and doing what we wanted to do. All right, so we're getting an error. Missing one required positional argument. My error was that I was missing the parentheses right here on line 9. Okay, so let's run it again. Make sure our bots are working properly. Okay. Yep, it's opening the website for us. And that's pretty much all we have to do, right? It scrolls down. That's it. Okay, now we needed to choose a size for us. So now we needed to actually choose a size for us. So we're going to hit F12 so we can open those developer options in Google Chrome. We're going to hit this little button right here. And now we're just looking at the elements. All right, we want to do size 8. I mean, whatever size you want to choose. Yeah, so like I said before, the Nike website has a bunch of blockers for bots. So when you're choosing the size, you can't use the XPath. You're going to actually have to go by ID. So once you've already selected the size that you want, you're going to see where it says 4 equals. For me, it says grid dash selector dash input dash 8. Okay, that's the size that we're choosing. So we're going to input that for the ID. So we're going to run our bot again. After we've made it choose the size we want, it opens the web page for us. It's going to scroll down, choose the size, and it pretty much, it kind of did it. Okay, so after you've done your size, we're doing it by ID. For us to click this add to bag button, we're just going to use the XPath. So let's get to that little section here. Okay, add to bag. Let's open this up to make it kind of difficult for us. Right now we got to the button. Copy. We're gonna copy the XPath. I always like make a comment and put the XPath there. All right, let's run it now and see what happens. It's gonna scroll down. The low key scrolls down past our size that we choose. Okay, it did not work for it to click the size. Why is that? Even clicking the button is weird. So make sure you put this as your XPath. Okay, we're gonna hit play now. Let's see if it clicks add the bags for us. All right, yep, it's working. You gotta have a time sleep. After we click add to bag, we gotta click checkout. This checkout screen goes really fast. Yeah, like this checkout button, like when you click add to bag, this section right here kind of disappears over time. So like, I'm not gonna lie, I low-key had to screenshot it to get it, because if not, it just kind of goes away. Look, watch, like you could be trying to get it. Oh yeah, see, like when you're trying to get the XPath for that, it kind of could be weird. So when I was creating this bot, I had to screenshot it so it could work. This is gonna be to click, right, choose the size. Wait, not it. Okay, cool. So now let's click play. It should choose the size, add to the bag, and go to checkout. All right, it worked. It was super quick, right? We didn't put a time sleep. My bad again, but we saw it, so it's working. All right, we're basically gonna do the same thing for this button here. Right, we found the element. We're gonna do the copy XPath, and for these buttons, a lot of times I just copy and paste because it's the same thing. This print statement here is just gonna print in the terminal for us. You can see it says here, click to add to bag, click checkout. That lets us know that it is working properly. I'm gonna do a 0.5 second wait here before we move forward. And then I'm gonna do 1 second so we can have the whole page load. Let's press play. Click add to bag. Just gonna click checkout. Guess checkout. Boom. Okay, so we see we're gonna have to put a longer time sleep wait there because it took some time for all the elements on the page to load. We're gonna change it to 3 seconds. All right, for these, you're gonna do the same thing as far as inspecting the elements on the page. You're gonna copy the XPath of this input because now we're gonna start writing the user information like our email and all that. So copy XPath. You're gonna do the same thing. Comment it, put it right there. All right, so this section here is just gonna be just typing the actual email in. You see we have the XPath placed right there. We're searching for the presence of the element, and this send keys is what's gonna allow us to actually type in the email address. So that's where you would type it in here. And we're gonna kind of just keep going through all of these elements because yeah, it's just a bunch of elements. We literally have to fill out all of these. So we're gonna do first name and last name. Let me get the XPath of the first name. It's gonna be for the first name. It's gonna be for the last name. Last name's gonna be Smith. First name John. It's gonna be the first name here. Or this is the XPath for first name, I should say. We're just writing these comments here so we can always look back at the code later on and know what the code actually means, because even though you wrote the code, you might forget. All right, so let's get the XPath. Let's get the XPath of the last name now. All right, let's put a little time sleep just so we can, look at it when we're done. All right, let's press play. See how our bot is looking. We know all these first steps should work. Okay, cool. So for this, we're gonna have to click the button where it says enter address manually because this has some like searching address thingy that makes it kind of difficult for us. All right, when we click enter address manually, we're able to actually fill everything out. So let's get the element of that button really quick because we have to click it. We're gonna get the XPath, you know the drill. Maybe leave like a 0.5 right there, and we're gonna click a button. You know, we have click button thingies right here, so let's just copy and paste, you know, make our life easier. We are clicking the enter address manually button. Okay, cool. So we did that, and let's automatically just start getting some of these elements here. All right, it's for the address. We're gonna be typing new things in, so let's put a time sleep right before we type in the address. This is gonna be the address, XPath. So we're gonna put for the address. What other buttons do we have? We have to write the city. It's Miami. But yeah, let's get the XPath really quick. All right, gonna type the city now. Let's get our XPath. Put it where it needs to be. Our city. It's gonna be Miami. And yeah, let's actually test our bot really quick because we have not tested it, right? Let's hit play. Let's see what we got. You know, all this beginning stuff is gonna work. Okay, cool, it worked. It typed everything for us. So now we have to mess around with this drop down. For the drop down, we're actually gonna need to click the drop down and select our state. In order for us to click the drop down, we have to actually click it. So let's get the element, right? We're gonna treat it like any other button. Get the XPath, let's put it here. And what are one of the buttons over here? The ID for the state, I just put state here, and we're just gonna have it click it. Now we need it to actually select the state that we're gonna choose. Yeah, so this is literally just once we click the drop down button, this right here is just gonna search through the drop down to look for whatever state we want based on the text that we type in. Obviously, I wrote Florida here, but if you live in like Wisconsin or something like that, or New Hampshire, you gotta type that right here, okay? So let's test that really quick. Now I'm gonna do the postal code before we test everything. Let's just get all of the address stuff done. All right, let's press play now and watch our masterpiece. I hope we are actually learning. I'm trying my best to teach y'all. It's clicking everything that we know it's gonna click, right? It's gonna type in the email, first name, last name, address. Okay, it actually worked. It chose the state that we wanted. Perfect, dude. Freaking perfect, man. That's freaking perfect, brother. Last thing we gotta do now is get the phone number. So let's do that. It's gonna be just like how we did for typing the postal code and all that other stuff. Okay, now that we've done that, let's move on. We're gonna need to click this save and continue button. So let's get that button, XPath. We're gonna type it here. All right, we're clicking another button. We've clicked 1,000,000 buttons today. So 1,000,001 buttons ain't gonna do nothing to us, right? All right, so we're gonna paste this here. Dang, I feel like I didn't. Yeah, I need to change some of these variables. My bad. All right, we should be good now. Okay, now let's press play. Had to just fix all those variables real quick. Okay, so it's opening everything for us. Moving forward, typing in all of our information. Seemed like it worked. It clicked save and continue. All right, we're just gonna go with the free shipping, obviously, right? Why would we choose some type of payment? I mean, I guess some of y'all probably would choose that, but not me. I'm gonna go with the free shipping. Unless I need it expedited, whatever. That's not even important. Okay, so let's get the XPath. We're gonna just click continue payment. Right, we're just clicking another button. So I'm calling this go to payment just to, yeah, because we're not necessarily paying, but we're going to get ready to pay. Right here is like another part where they're doing some blocking against bots. They had this in something called an iframe. So you're gonna need to make the bot be able to interact with the iframe. And not only that, but when you're typing the card number in, it won't just let you type the card number in super fast. So you have to put like very brief pauses to make it seem like you're a real human typing the card number in. So yeah, let's just recreate that right now. So we want to actually scroll down to the card details, and then yeah, we're gonna actually perform the card input. I did use ChatGPT to help me, okay? I'm guilty, bro, but I'm keeping it a buck with y'all, okay? This is the function that we're gonna use to actually switch to the iframe. Okay, and then after that, now we're gonna actually interact with the elements inside of the iframe. For us choosing the elements in here, we're not gonna go by XPath, we're gonna go by ID. And for the ID, you can actually see here, you're not gonna click copy ID because there's no option for that. So you're gonna have to actually look at the code here, but it's easy. It says ID equals, and then it says credit card number, right? So that's what we're gonna put. We created a whole function to actually enter all of this card info by ID, and then we are switching to the iframe. Okay, so once we've done all of that switching, we call the element by the ID number, and then we're gonna type in some of the numbers, the first few numbers it allows you to type, but it's literally like the last like 5 numbers or so where it doesn't let you type it all the way. So yeah, I just separated it by 0.5 seconds here. All right, so let's click play and make sure that it's going to the iframe correctly and it's typing in the numbers. You could also play around with the seconds too, but keep in mind that they have a lot of blockers for bots, like I said, so if you go too fast, it might not work. Okay, it looked good, but it wasn't working because I forgot to actually call the function that types in the card information. So let me hit play again and hopefully it works. See, it's typing the numbers for us. All right, okay, cool. Now we got to get these other elements. We're going to do it by ID. So we're going to see this one says expiration date. It's pretty easy to remember. This one is CV number. Literally the same thing that we've been doing. Literally, man. Literally. Expiration date. And the expiration date is going to be 02/26. We're going to do the CV number. So let's do this. And then we're going to type in CV input. Okay. We're going to call this exp input. Okay. And we should be good, guys. We should be good, chat. Let's put a little time sleep here just so we can look at her. And then, yeah, let's click play. We got ourselves a bot, ladies and gentlemen. We got ourselves a Nike bot. All right, I think it worked low key, but it was just, like too fast for us. Now we're gonna have to actually switch the driver to the regular content, and we're gonna go back and we're gonna have to click this continue to order. So we're gonna get the X path. Same thing we've been doing. This ain't nothing new for us. You feel me? Like at this point, we're experts, bro. Like at this point, we can make a bot for anything, bro. If y'all are watching this video up to this point, you can make a bot for anything. Now we're gonna just click this button, order review. We're gonna call this a review button. Okay, cool. We know how this works. We about to get us some Aqua 8s. Why isn't it typing? It just typed for us. Why isn't it typing now? It's not working because I had to enter card info under. Silly me, bro. All right, let's hit play again. I'm only human. All right, everything's working, bro. So far, so good. Typing in the card number for us. Okay, everything's looking good. We needed to scroll down some because if not, it's not gonna be able to click it. We have that. Let's have it scroll down a bit more. This is what programming is about. I keep forgetting to put the X pad there to win. Okay, but we have the X pad there. We don't have to hit another submit payment. So let's just already prepare ourselves for that, chat. We're gonna copy the X path for that one. Boom skis. We probably have another. Should be good now. After we click the payment, we want to have like a time sleep. Let's have the time sleep like 5 seconds or so. And yeah, we might actually be done. Save and continue. It's gonna scroll down for us. Type in the card number. Hit continue right there. Hit submit payment. We're done. Yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope y'all learned something today. If programming is just not your thing, you can go to fastestsupremebot.com, and I have the Supreme bot that I made and the Nike bot that I made. You can download the program and use it on your Windows computer. This is how they both look. I'm literally selling them for $10. You pay one $10 payment, you get both of them. You're not gonna find that deal anywhere else on the internet. I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of people are charging like $100 or over for these. So if not, join my Discord. Like I said, I have the code there for free. But I hope y'all enjoy y'all day and have a great day, night, whatever. Peace.